So tell me, how did you get started with this series?
So the producer and the creator, Russell Max Simon, saw me in an independent movie and reached out to me. It was funny. It was like that independent film was like a really silent, dark thing where I was like in my underwear, like smoking an e-cigarette the whole time. And I guess he saw something, that he wanted to bring to the character, Catherine. She's a really tough, powerful person, and.
Speaking along those lines, did you have to transition a lot to become her, or would you say there's a lot of you within that character?
There's a lot of me in her, which I guess isn't a flattering thing to say about myself. But I have the tendency to be really straightforward and negative in a way that can sometimes be hurtful or mean. Not to the same extent that this character is, but I think that's one of the most exciting things about her. She's really saying what everyone's thinking, and she's saying the truth. And I'm interested to see as the series progresses how much humanity there really is in her. How cold is she?
So as the series progresses, would you say that she changes somewhat, without giving too much away, of course? Would you say that she changes somewhat, or have you been able to read that far into the script?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really excited to find out.
Wow.
I saw things in the pilot. She's a really tough person, but I saw little chinks in her armor starting to happen. So I'm interested to see how the writing exploits those, and I'm really curious about her background too, to see how that works out.
I'm definitely curious as well. Now, speaking of background, where are you from originally?
I'm from Philly. Not too far. Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been in the area?
I actually live in New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm based there.
My hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What part of New York?
I live in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Queens, so-
Oh, cool.
yeah, okay. Sorry. So, outside of the web series, are you working on anything else? Do you have anything coming up in the near future? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I don't right now.
Okay. Okay. So,
Oh.
is this your full-time job, or may I ask?
I also waitress
Oh, wow. Okay.
to support my acting habit, which it is so hard to make a living in acting. On camera is the way to go for sure, but it's tough business.
Have you done any school, or this is just a natural talent? Because I think you're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. No, I majored in English in college and then moved to New York and spent a couple years sort of floundering around, figuring out how to live in New York and be an adult, and then, started acting. The theater community in New York is really wonderful and really amazing. It's how I met my fiance, and it's where all my friends, how I met all of them. So that's a really wonderful community, and the art there's just so much of it that it's really a wonderful place to be. And just started moving into on-camera stuff in the past few years, and it's where the money is, but it's also really fun being on camera. So.
Yeah, so of course, on camera is more where the money is, but what is your preference, would you say?
I'm really enjoying doing on camera right now. You can really give so much trust to the camera, especially if you're working with a great team, like a great crew. You can really let it live so small. It's really exciting to be able to act that way and just let everybody come to you. And really trusting the editor. Russell edited it, and feeling like he would do me justice and tell the story. It's fun. It's very, very humbling because you do so little when you act on camera, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. So.
Well, speaking of on-camera scenes, there's one particular scene that yeah. How nerve-wracking was that? How many takes did you have to do?
We probably did about 4 or 5 takes of the sex scene. And yeah, it was really challenging. Especially, it's weird doing a sex scene because it's not sexy at all. You're in a room full of the film crew is like, it's very technical. Like, okay, I'm gonna like pull my skirt up this way, and then face the camera this way, and then I have to do this shot like this. It was really nerve-wracking doing it, but it was funny watching it. Brendan and I were sitting next to each other in the theater, like when that scene was playing. We were both like, "Oh god!" But actually watching it, it just looks like TV. You know, it looks like TV sex, which is not that sexy. It like feels like porn when you're doing it, but when you watch it, you're like, "Oh, okay, it's totally PG-13."
And that line was so unexpected, let me tell you. How hard was it to say something like that?
I decided to not let it be hard. I was like, I'm just going to do it and commit to it. And everybody kept saying, like, oh, God, that line is so hard. You really sold it. I was like, that was my line. I didn't have a choice. I had to say it. So, you know, so...
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk with me, and I'm going to let you get back to the party. It was so wonderful meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Real Filmsters. You have a wonderful evening. Check out the series. It is Districtland.